All right. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Rogue Minds, where we talk football with friends. We talk Ravens, sports, life in general. We want to get everybody's feedback, everybody's opinion. Just remember, when you come in here, it's going to be facts over fiction. None of that. Just know that this right here is a safe space. It's a place of healing. It's a place to kind of get yourself together because it took me a minute. I had to actually sit down, and I'm still having a visceral effect. It's still having a visceral effect on me because I'm heated, like I'm shaking, I'm upset. It's no way we should have lost this game. It's no way. Um, I was on Twitter, I was online, and I'm seeing everybody talk about how this is Greg Roman's fault. How? Tell me how. Tell me how Greg Roman is to blame for a collapse in defense. But we're going to get into that. So, you know, take your time, join the room, give your thoughts, let me know what you feel. Let's see who we got in here and what's going on. All right. We all right, you get your one. You got a eye of horse in here. Yeah, bro. It's a tough loss. It's a tough loss. What's going on? Coach Evans, Sip the Tally Films. Make sure y'all check him out. Yeah, I wanted to get a drink, but I wanted to be I wanted to be sober. I wanted to, have my wits about me, so to speak, when I spoke about this, because I don't. Right now, I'm under review for monetization. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to put myself in jeopardy because I've done that before and I've been rejected. So, I'm trying to do everything by the book. We got Anthony, Mr. T. What's going on? I say the same thing, man. What what did we walk into? What did we see? Listen, halftime, everybody was high, everybody was talking their stuff, but what can we say? Same old Ravens, same old Ravens, the same issues we've been having before. Some things they just don't change. They just don't change. So, I wanted to talk about cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the state of inconsistent thoughts or actions. It is let's just say let's say we want to win a football game. We want to come into a season, win a Super Bowl. We want to get some things on and popping, but we keep doing the same things that made us lose in the past. That's kind of the same issue. Um, what are some symptoms of cognitive dissonance? Let's see: confusion, feeling conflicted over a disputed matter, maybe a contract or something of that. Who knows? People calling you a hypocrite. Let's see, being aware of a conflict or conflicting views, but don't know what to do with them, don't know how to resolve them, don't know what's going on. If that doesn't sound like the Baltimore Ravens and their brass, I don't know what does. Like we say we want to win. We say we want to be this championship caliber team. We say that we want to do all of these things to be a cut above everyone else, but we're doing the same things over and over and over again. And I'm trying to find the right words because I'm not speaking for y'all in here right now or those that may be watching later on. But for me and the people I roll with, we've been labeled as negative people for speaking our thoughts, speaking our truth, speaking what we see. Um, we've been told that we just need to stand pat and stay the course because they have a plan. Eric DeCosta has a plan. John Harbaugh has a plan. Um, it's some things that we can't see because we're not football minds. We're not in the castle. We don't know anything, so we can't see what's going on and we can't see the direction that we're headed in. I don't like to be that I told you so guy. And I mean, it's 2 games, so how far can we really take this? But Mike McDonald, I told y'all, slow down, Slow down. Like, let the man get some games under his belt. He wasn't all that at Michigan. Now, you got to realize college football is a little different animal than the pros. I'm not just speaking upon a talent level. I'm speaking upon, well, I guess I'm speaking on talent level because in the NFL, you're playing other NFL teams. In college, you racking up with Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 teams. And because your stats get skewed at the end, and you can say, oh, he only allowed this many points and that many points, it kind of makes you look better than what you are. I'd like to see that Michigan team go up against Appalachian State and see what they do, see what they hold them to. But that's just me and my thoughts and opinions. So let's see what else we got going on in the chat. Because right now, I'm really really mad. My show's over, so cheers. Indeed. Cheers, coach. You've earned it with all the hard work you put in. All right. You can't say fire Greg Roman when our defense gives up 28 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah, listen. I don't know what these people listen. These people are saying he didn't run or call good enough plays in the second half. Like, the offense was stuck. We weren't really doing anything. Listen, we weren't running the ball. We weren't running the ball effectively. We haven't the last 2 games. We haven't all off season long. I don't know how much of that you can put on Greg Roman because you, as an organization, didn't put the pieces around him. You didn't get him anything. I told y'all about Morgan Moses. I told you 3 years, $15 million. What were you expecting from him? How much were you expecting Morgan Moses to do? Like, if he was really that tackle, because listen, I know right tackle isn't left tackle, but it's a premium position. And nowadays in the NFL, you need 2 good tackles. And we paid $15 million over 3 years. Some of these tackles are getting $15 million per. So you don't give Greg Roman what he needs and expect him to go out there and take his limited skill set and make do with it. Like, we already knew what he was. Now, most of y'all called him this offensive guru, this run game genius. I told y'all he wasn't. I told y'all he's been running the same playbook since 2011, 2010. He is dependent upon a black quarterback, an athletic quarterback. Because, Alex Smith was athletic enough. But, Colin Kaepernick came in. Tyrod Taylor was there. Without these people, Greg Roman can't do what he needs to do. And as the head coach, John Harbaugh should know this. John Harbaugh should know, look, he's limited. Let me get him something. But no, we put all our resources over to the defensive side of the ball, and look where it got us. Look where it got us. Y'all told me, hey, man, this secondary is top notch. Look who we got. We're going to stop everybody. And if we had trouble with Tua Tagovailoa, what are we going to do against Josh Allen? What are we going to do against Patrick Mahomes? Also, no pass rush. Excuse me. And well, listen, the secondary getting hurt to me is not an excuse, because if you're a good coach, you scheme things. You scheme things to the players that you have. And some of the stuff that he was doing that we'll talk about later, it just wasn't good. And that's right. Situational awareness. He listen, y'all told me we got a fresh face in here. We got a new body, but y'all fail to realize he's from the Ravens organizational coaching tree. He was here before. He knows how this organization runs. He knows what to expect. He knows what to do. They have a blueprint. They have a booklet. They have a pamphlet that lays out what you're supposed to do as this coach. Now, early on, I was like, okay, he has some situational awareness. He does some certain things, but some of the plays he was calling, I'm not getting it. Patrick Queen, why is he guarding Jalen Waddle? Why is he on him? Why is Josh Bynes running down the field with Tyreek Hill? Like, it's the same old thing. Y'all said, hey, it's Wink. We'll use him as a scapegoat. We're seeing the same problems. We're seeing the same communication errors. We're seeing the same big plays being given up. Like, it's all the same thing. And at some point in time, you have to stop saying, listen, it's the players and it's this positional coach, and take it higher up the chain. It has to go to the head coach. Like, when do we start saying Harbaugh? Stop hiring lame ducks. Get us some people in here to know what they're doing. I don't know. That's just me. Let's see. Investing everything into defense for them to give up 28 in the fourth. Todd O philosophy is not working. Who you telling? Um, so speaking back to the injury, so yes, we had a couple injuries in the secondary. Starting off, Brandon Stevens wasn't there. Kyle Fuller was down. But my thing is, you have Amore Davis and Williams out there. You got two rookies out there. Now you have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. We already know what they got. I said it before. Track speed, Olympic track speed. You have these two rookies out there and you leave them one on one. How much sense does that make? How much? You listen, everybody can be mad at the corners, but when do you get mad at the defensive coordinator for scheming it like that? Marcus Peters, first game back, you leave him one on one with Tyreek Hill. How much sense does that make? Now, some say Kyle Hamilton was supposed to be over deep. I don't know. Some people said he was playing somewhere else. I can't say. But something's wrong with this defense, and we've invested a little bit too much money, a little too much money in there for us to be playing like this. Listen, we scored 38 points. Now, you go back 10 years and say that the Ravens were scoring 38 points. We say guaranteed win. We say it's no way our defense is going to give up more than 38 points. It's no way our defense is going to give up 21 points in the fourth quarter. But we did. But we did. Like, what are we doing here? All right, let's see. We got my man Dave on in here. Yep. We got McDonald's at home. And that's how we feel. And that's a little running joke between us and the Discord. The Ravens feel like we got McDonald's at home. Why do we need to go out? And why do we need to get a coaching staff when we got players from the organization? We got people that know how we run things. We got these beta males that'll do everything that I say. Now, as a head coach, I'm good at special teams. I know my special teams. But anything outside of that, I don't know it. But I can't have you telling me that you know more than me because you might take my job. So I'm going to take these betas and we're going to go ahead and do the best that we can. And the best that we can is unleash Lamar. Lamar is the key. Lamar is the alpha, the omega. He's the everything. Without Lamar, this team does not work. Lamar willed us to victory. I'm not going to say that some people blame Lamar, but some people did. Some people tried to put this on Lamar or a person. So like I said, in here, it's a safe space. You speak, you talk, you say what you need to say. It's no judgment. Just let me know why you say it. But if your name is Noah Driscoll, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to have you putting this on Lamar. Like, this dude did everything in his power, as usual. QB1. Leading rusher. He doesn't play defense. He doesn't stop passes. He doesn't block. He does everything in his power. Like, if you look at that run, like, come on, bro. What else can he do to bring home a win? I think that this fan base takes them all for granted. I think that, okay. Oh, we got a donation from Brodney, $10. Thanks for the support, bro. It says terrible loss today. Hope it wakes up the front office. Thank you for the donation, B. It's not. It's not, because ever since Jonathan Horrible won a Super Bowl, he turned into Frank Sinatra. It's I'll do it my way. My way won me a Super Bowl. Now, granted, 10 years ago, but it won him a Super Bowl. So he feels like he knows what's best for the organization, what's best for the players, what's best going forward with everything. Eric DeCosta, unfortunately, in our situation, Eric does not have full control of personnel moves. And I've said this before. Eric DeCosta shares some responsibility with Harbaugh. So even if Harbaugh were like, say, hey, I know you really want this player, we can't get him. It's not going to happen. Okay. My man Suge Knight, what's going on, Suge? He donated $1. Thanks for the donation. It says, is this a safe space for a Steelers fan? Much love. Yes, Suge. It's a very safe space for a Steelers fan. But when I see a Steelers fan come in here, I'll let you know. And we'll go from there. You, my friend, you're not a Steelers fan. But going back to Brodney, you already know the answer to this. You already know we've been through these same situations before. And nothing's changed. Nothing's changing. We're going to go in. We're going to hit them with The I gotta look at the tape and see what went wrong. We got to practice. Just go back in and keep stacking and get better. But I can't speak on it until I actually look at the film to see what went wrong. I don't have to look at the film. I can tell you what went wrong, but it's going to be the same old thing. And Harbaugh's going to get up to the podium, tell his lies, act like he don't know what's going on, hit us with the it's on me. Oh, okay. You know that look that he gives on the sideline when he doesn't know what's going on or he has a problem coaching. Hey, Yolanda, how you doing? Yeah, uh, I'm not sad, Yolanda. I'm furious. Like I'm still shaking. Like I'm so upset. I'm still shaking. And don't get me wrong. I know that teams can lose football games, and I expect it. But I'm a realist. I know sometimes you don't play well. Sometimes matchups are an issue. Sometimes you don't have it. You have a bunch of turnovers. But we didn't have any of those. We didn't have turnovers. As a matter of fact, I have to give it to Greg Roman and Harbaugh because they corrected the clock issue. They got to the line of scrimmage with plenty of time left. Now the defensive coaching, it's something else. But it is what it is. Griff says, I know Wink's defense ain't never did this. I don't know. I'd have to look back. Now his defenses have never done this. Possibly in Baltimore, they did it in Denver. Damn sure did it in New England. So he has it in him. He has it in him. My man Suge said, "What's the plan?" I told you the plan, Suge. We gotta watch film and practice, and then go back and stack those practices and keep getting better day by day. Just getting better 1% at a time. You know, that's the plan. Or the plan is, as always, lean on Lamar, let him do everything under his power, and keep it pushing from there. Like that seems to be Harbaugh's philosophy. Lamar, you go do you, and we're gonna keep it moving from there. Like we don't really seem to have plans going in. And I don't know if y'all know this, but unlike most teams in the NFL, Greg Roman does not script his first 15 plays. Now, that became popular many, many years ago, where teams would script the first 15 plays just to kind of get a feel for the game, see what the defense was running, and keep it popping like that. Greg Roman's like, I'm not going to do it. Greg Roman does not have a game specific plan for each team. He runs what he wants to run for every team. Like, that's a problem. Like, that's a problem. Like, you don't sit there and say, you know what? Their weakness is the run game. We're going to run against them. Or their weakness are their safeties. We're going to go deep. No, he has the same game plan for every team. And it's a problem. And for your head coach to sit back and be okay with this, it's an issue. You said Hamilton on busy territory right now. What does that mean? What do you mean by? Oh, I'm sorry. No, bruh. Listen. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest Kyle Hamilton supporter, but I'm not saying he's a bust. Now, he on some of them tackles, he on some of them form tackles, he did pretty well. Like he did his thing on some of them form tackles. Um, he took better angles. It's just in coverage, which I figured he was going to have a problem with. I said it in other people's streams that listen, y'all keep picking that one play against Florida State in college that they run over and over again and say, "Oh my God, look how he ran across the field and tracked that play." Yeah, it was a good play. He had several good plays like that. But this is the NFL. And to me, he stands a little too flat-footed and he gets caught up. Now, I know some people are going to make some videos or make some comments about, hey, he did his job, he did what he was asked to do. And speaking of that, I was watching the video the other day and somebody said, listen, they don't ask Kyle Hamilton to do a whole lot. They give him the bare minimum to do. My thing is, he's a first round pick. Why does he have to get the bare minimum? Why would we pick somebody in the first round that we kind of have to spoon feed plays to? And I'm not saying he's got to go out here and be all pro or make Pro Bowls or do things like that, but you're a first round pick. We could have used that first round pick to trade down and get a tackle. a guard. We could have did something. We could have got another wide receiver. You know, how is this Hamilton pick helping us? How did this Hamilton pick help us in this game? Because he damn sure wasn't knocking down any passes. I didn't see any pass breakups. I saw a couple of tackles, some. He had some great form tackles, but overall, what needle did he move in this game? He didn't. You know, y'all, not you, as in you all watching, but you all want to go defense, defense. We need defense. We need defense, and we got defense. And somebody hung 42 points on us. Somebody scored 21 points within the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. And this was Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa had 6 touchdowns. 6. 6. I've been on Miami Dolphin streams all week long. And even there, people were sitting there saying, bruh, I don't know what we're getting. Tua's going to be the key to this game. I think he's going to mess it up. They didn't believe in him. And we got him out here looking like Joe Montana. We got Tua out here, excuse me, like Joe Montana. What was his numbers? Excuse me. 36 of 50. 469 yards. 469 yards of passing against the supposed number one secondary. Now, if you remember, throughout the summer, you know, we were with Coach Evans, and I was on his show, and I said to y'all, I don't know. And y'all sent me them little hate messages. Well, not hate messages, but you know, y'all sent y'all little messages like, bruh, what are you talking about? You're crazy. This is going to be the greatest secondary ever in the history of football. Is it? Is it? Is it even a top secondary in this NFL today? I mean, you tell me. I don't know. Let's see what else. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches. Okay. Oh, okay. LL Coach Cool Evans sent a donation. Thank you for the $5, Coach. He said, can Fa'alele help in the run game? No, I don't believe so, Coach. I don't think. I mean, physically, I think he can help in the run game. But I just think the coaches that we have now, we have a good O-line coach, but just schematically and the play call and everything else that we have, it's not going to work. These teams know what we're going to do. We've been talking for several years, or I know I've been talking for several years about, even in this game to this day, that fourth down call. We run the same plays in the same directions and wonder why we get stopped. You know, it's predictable. It, even with some of the best O linemen, when the defense knows what's coming, it's hard to kind of get your groove on because they know what you're doing before you're doing it. Lamar said it last year, and apparently Greg Roman was like, "Listen, forget that nonsense. Listen to them for. I got the plays. I'm opening up my vault. You know what I'm saying? I got some Kleenex tissue around here that I pinned some plays on while I was at the dentist. Like, come on, y'all. Who you gonna believe, them or me?" And it reared its ugly head. But like I said, Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, 11 catches, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns. My thing is, y'all know that Jalen Waddle dropped 5 balls, and I don't mean he dropped 5 hard balls. He dropped 5 catchable balls. 5. So he had 171 yards and 2 touchdowns off of 5 balls that he dropped. Think about that. Think about how much worse this game would have been. Tua, 469 yards. He could have had well over 500 yards this game. And we think that we are in the same class as Buffalo. We think that we really going to stop Buffalo. Now, I'm not saying Buffalo can't be beat, but I think Buffalo's passing game is a lot better than the Dolphins. And you think we're going to go compete with that? We put up 38 points and lost. How many points will we have to put up versus the Bills? I don't know. All right, let's jump back into these comments. The background is fine. Thank you, Shug, because you're the one that helped me get this. When I called you and asked you how to do it, good looking, bro. Good looking. Terrible fourth quarter. Yes, coach. And you should know better than anybody. That collapse is all coaching. That collapse is coaching. Like, even if your players now, some want to use the excuse that the defense was tired, which they may have been. But my rebuttal is, second game of the season. You didn't play all preseason. You really didn't play that much last week because last week's game was pretty easy. But if you're that tired, coaches need to learn how to use timeouts. Coaches need to scheme some plays to give you not some plays off, but just give you some time to get yourself together. Now, hey, we got some young guys on the bench at cornerback. Why don't we let these young guys get in here and play? Why don't we let them get experience? Why is it receivers the only one where we need to let somebody get that burn and nobody else can? You know, where were the young guys on the defensive line? Yeah, like I said, Coach, you know better than I do. All right. Why is John holding back JK? He said he was ready to run again. A game is trash without him. Listen, bro, because they don't want another Ronnie Stanley issue. It's 2 years. We're 2 games in. Ronnie Stanley is still not here. Ronnie Stanley is still not playing. Now, even JK himself said, look, his injury was a little bit different. He had some other things going on, and we want to make sure he's right. Now, theoretically, if we'd have done what we were supposed to do, we'd be sitting 2-0 right now with him on the mend. Secondly, why would we bring him back? That offensive line can't block anything. Why would we put him in harm's way to get hurt when the offensive line can't do anything? I think they're going to try to bring him back with Ronnie. I think they're going to try to bring everybody back collectively to kind of give him his best chance not to get hurt again. But yeah, I'm not going to risk him to get hurt because without him, hopefully, we're not going anywhere. I don't see us going anywhere without him because listen, Kenyon Drake, y'all love the signing. Y'all love these, and like I said, not y'all, but y'all love these low rent, low budget signings that we bring up and from off of somebody else's scrap heap. And it's like, look what we did on offense. Kenyon Drake ain't moving no needle, as you can see. He's not playing better than the scheme, as they say, play better than your scheme. He's not doing it, nor does he have the opportunity to do it because this line is horrendous. Like, what are we doing? Ben Powers, Pat McCarry? Like, what are we doing here? Like, listen, another thing that irks me is Boyle. Boyle's a healthy scratch again. Why? You pay all this money for a strictly blocking tight end. You pay all this money for a strictly blocking tight end, and you healthy scratch him? Like, if he's really not healthy, IR him. Do something with him. Should have put him on a PUP. You should have done something with him. But yet and still, you want to pay the same money to Ricard and Boyle. And that's just salary cap wasted. That's salary cap between one of those, or in my opinion, both of those two, because I think they both get like what, 7 mil, around 7 mil, if I'm not mistaken. That's $14 million. We could have went out and signed a left guard. We could have signed a left tackle. We had all offseason to get a left tackle. We knew what it was, but we ain't do nothing about it. What's going on, B? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Now listen, I'm gonna make this declaration. Right now. B asked me, he was like, are we going to do a 2-hour stream? I told him no. So what I'm going to do is I'll make this declaration. We're going to do this stream until either you feel better, I feel better, or my granddaughter finds a way to open that door and come down here and bother me. So that's my declaration. We're going to keep this popping for as long as we can. Yolanda B says, I'm usually the optimist, half full person, but tonight I'm struggling to find the bright spots. That's a problem. Listen, that's a problem because the Ravens, and a lot of people don't know this, I've been a fan since they came to Baltimore. Throughout my whole life, the Ravens have dimmed my light in one way or another. So, Yolanda, I'm going to need you to get it together and be that bright spot and lead that way because, listen, this can get dark. I can get real dark with this and start speaking some real truths. And I think that's what I'm going to do for my patrons. I think I'm just going to start making the real videos and upload them inside there so y'all can really see how I really feel. Because, I try to tone it down because, some people hear your words and they take them to heart. And I don't want people to think that I hate this organization or I'm against everything that they do, but they're not making smart moves. They've hired a coach that they gave carte blanche to. He can do whatever he wants. And win or lose, he still continues to get to do what he wants. And for me, that's not a winning culture. People when you hear the players speak about John Harbaugh, it's always, oh, he's a player's coach. Like, he's a player's coach. And that's cool. He can be a player's coach. But is he getting the results that we need? And I ask you all this. When is the last time, sans 2019, have we ever been in contention for a Super Bowl? When? Don't say 2012, because we weren't in contention for a Super Bowl. We hoped we would win a Super Bowl. We thought quite possibly we had what it took to get to the Super Bowl. We didn't know. When did we really ever go into a season like, you know what? Yeah, we one of them three teams that is definitely going to take it. I don't know. Other than 2019, because we didn't really know in 2019 either, because we didn't know what we had in Lamar. Let's see what's going on, Big Reg. He said he said we can still say fire Greg Roman because his offense didn't exactly put up a great amount of points in the second half. Honestly, our whole coaching staff and EDC needs to go. Okay, so I can understand where you're coming from with that, but what you're telling me is you put up 38 points in a game, and we're supposed to be built on defense. Our organizational foundation is supposed to be defense. That's what we're known for. That's what we built on. That's what we draft for. That's what we put into free agency. We throw all of our eggs into that defensive basket. Now you're telling me we scored 38 points, but we should have scored more. Now, to that I say, and not to you, but to that I say, what have we been saying all off season? What have we been saying for the last several years? Give Lamar more weapons to score more points, because defenses aren't going to stop anybody. People keep saying, listen, defense wins championships. It doesn't. It doesn't. Defense makes key plays, but defense does not win championships, because if you don't score points, you don't win games. It was shown in the Super Bowl. Everybody says, hey, the Rams defense. No, the Rams defense did not. Cooper Kupp willed them jet sweep on fourth down. Like, everybody and his mother cover me. He makes the play. So yeah, you can listen. We want Greg Roman gone, but listen, if we fire Greg Roman, who are we going to bring in? And I don't mean that as in where the others say who are we going to bring in, there's no replacements. I mean, who are we going to bring in? We're going to bring in Marty Morningwig Jr., Mark Trestman Jr., Cam Cameron III. We're going to bring in somebody like that to run the exact same offense. Faces may look different, but the scheme's going to remain the same. EDC can go, because, as usual, I'll tell you from the heart, he can't draft. In my opinion, he can't draft. And everybody during the offseason was, oh, look at this draft. He did such a masterful job. This is how you draft. Who in that draft is making an impact right now on this team? Now, once again, we're only speaking on a small sample size. We're only going off of 2 games. But from his draft class, who's making those plays? Y'all tell me. Who did he have that's impacting this game right now? Who's moving that needle for us? I don't know. Danielle says, worst thing that happened to the team was Joe getting hurt in 2018. Factually correct. Factually correct. If Joe doesn't get hurt and we continue down that slide, Harbaugh gets fired and we go in a whole nother direction. And we can then stop that narrative of we built this team around Lamar, because we didn't build this team around Lamar. We built this team around Greg Roman and his limited skill set, as you can see. Once again, I don't blame him for this loss, but yes, he is limited in the things that he can do. And as the head coach, as the general manager, as the owner, by now y'all should know this. By now you should see that, hey, this guy can't get it done, especially when pressure's involved. Listen, I know, you know, they know. I think my grandmother knows. On fourth down, we're going to run power O with the quarterback to the right. You know, it happened in the playoffs. Why we lost the playoff game. And we still continue to do it. But yet and still our head coach doesn't say, look, bro, I'm going to need you to switch things up a little bit, because he doesn't know what he's doing. John Harbaugh does not know what he's doing. He inherited a great organization with a great culture. And it trickled down from Ray to Ed to Terrell. And once those players were gone, we see what we got. Minus 2015, when we got a real offensive coordinator here, Gary Kubiak, which wasn't a John Harbaugh hire. We got that in here. We did well. Owner looked at Gary Kubiak and was like, oh, bro, you looking kind of head coachish to me. Like, you looking like you could step over here and do some things. And John Harbaugh was like, bro, I think it's an opening over there in Denver somewhere. Why don't you run and go get that? I need you up out of here. You know? Yes. And that's the we got McDonald's at home. You know what I'm saying? We got that big fat burger with the onions and the green peppers and all the stuff McDonald's doesn't have, and we're gonna make it with our own recipes at home. We're gonna make it with the stuff we got here that's not gonna help us. It doesn't taste like McDonald's. It doesn't sit in my stomach like McDonald's. My friends are laughing at me because they got McDonald's. Why they get to go out and get McDonald's? Why? We had the same resources. You know, we got the same resources that Miami had. We could have easily got Tyreek Hill. We could have easily got Stephon Diggs. We could have easily got DeAndre Hopkins. But no. We're going to do our homegrown talent. And how did that homegrown talent work out? Now, once again, last week I told y'all, Devin Duvernay, great job. I'm proud. I'm happy for him, you know. But what did he do? He got his first catch in the fourth quarter. Is that wide receiver two? Is that wide receiver two? You know, y'all tell me. Your man Likely, he had some catches. I give it to him. He finally caught the ball, but it was a big third down. The third down and 12, he dropped it. You know, but that's your better than Mark Andrews, right? Mark Andrews dropped his first pass, but look what he did after. Look what Mark Andrews did after the fact. He went there and did his thing. That's the difference between Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. He's not ready. He's not that. Is he talented? Yeah, he's talented. I've seen Isaiah get open. I've seen him sit in zones. I've seen him do some things that vets do. But he ain't it. He ain't it. Did the Ravens go out and get Lamar weapons? Yeah, you know. You got Miami that went out and got assault rifles. You got Baltimore that went out and got water guns. Pew, 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 pew. Like, did you get him weapons? Yes, you got him weapons. But are they sufficient weapons? Are they weapons that's going to help in that fight, in that gunfight? It's not. Because we saw in the second half today, when they shut down Bateman, what happened? Listen, Bateman had what? 4 catches, 108 yards. How many catches did Bateman have in the second half? Now, Bateman's my guy. I think Bateman's 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns at least. But once they decided to bracket him and shut him down, what did those other wide receivers do? They did nothing. So, yeah, how much of those weapons did we really get him? You know, how much did we really help him out? Yeah, Davon, look, if y'all don't know, John Harbaugh's best attribute is self-preservation. One thing he's going to do is find a way to keep himself a job. And listen, it's going to settle tonight. They're going to get back. We're going to get a press conference probably about 3:45 tomorrow afternoon. And watch how he spends it. Watch how he says some things that the owner's going to be like, hey, I got confidence in my guy. Hey, we're going to turn this thing around. You know, it's one game. But one game can snowball. And I know everybody's thinking, look, we got New England next week. New England ain't an easy task. We said the same thing in 2020 when they had Cam Newton. We said, this New England without Tom Brady, they got Cam Newton. We're going to go up there and handle business. What happened? We went up there and got beat. Went up there the next year. I don't even know who the hell the quarterback was. Got beat. Like, for some reason, they beat us. I thought Pittsburgh was going to beat New England finally today. What happened? New England won. So don't think it's going to be that easy to go up there, because somehow we're going to get in that game with New England. We're going to start running all over them. And Greg Roman's going to be like, aha, I'm going to throw the ball and trick them. This is how we win a game. I know we done ran for 250 yards in the first 3 minutes of this game, but we're going to throw from now on. No more runs. And we might lose the game. So, yeah. Yeah, Coach, Lamar was checking plays. You know why Lamar was checking plays? Because he had time to. He had time to. Listen, I'm not an offensive coordinator. I'm not a great offensive mind. I know a little bit about a little bit that somebody told me one time, a long time ago. But if I come to a line with 6 seconds left on the play clock, there is no physical way I can read the defense, find out what the Mike, the Sam, find out what the safety's doing. I can't do that. I can't scan it and check to another play and hike the ball in 6 seconds. I can't. It's physically impossible. But being that today they got to the line, had the play called, and there was at least 13 seconds left on the clock, Lamar could look around and be like, you know what? I see what y'all trying to do, but watch this. Let's go. Omaha. And we saw what happened. So it's like we are that franchise that loves self-imploding. We love to self-implode. We fix one area and we struggle in another. Because I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but the last 2 games, we've had zero. I believe we've had 0 procedural penalties. Because last year we used to always get something. Man not on the line of scrimmage, 2 guys going in motion. We used to have this issue every game, and not just once every game. And I think we cleaned it up. Now we get into the line with time on the clock. But yet still, we're still calling dumb plays. We're still calling stuff that doesn't work. We don't know. John Harbaugh doesn't know time management. He doesn't know how to use timeouts. He doesn't effectively know how to be a head coach. Is he a motivator of men? I'll say this to the end. Yes, he can motivate this team. But is he a football coach? And I'm going to have to say no. Coach said we picked the first round project. Coach, we had this discussion. We had this discussion the other day. First round isn't for a project. The first round, you don't do a project. You do a project in the 3rd, 4th round. Maybe the 2nd round, depending on how high you picking, you do a project then. But top 15 pick, you don't pick a project. Because once again, me personally, my mind, as y'all probably already know, my mind works a little bit differently. And I think of scenarios outside of what you can directly see. So I see that you have a top 14 pick. Now, I believe that's the highest pick we've had since what? Ronnie Stanley? I think it is, possibly. And you take that high pick and you draft a devalued position. Mind you, we just signed a $70 million safety, which is wonderful. Listen, I had my doubts about Marcus Williams being worth $70 million, but who the hell am I? He's shown me different. He's shown me, look, I came here to play. I didn't think he was all in. Just looking at his interviews and just how he handled himself around the media and everything, I just figured he didn't want to be here. He was like, "Look, I got my money. I'm here." But the dude, he's out there balling. We had Chuck Clark. And like Brodney said, I don't know why we kind of crap on Chuck Clark. I mean, I know he can't catch, but Chuck Clark makes plays. And we go out here and we draft a first round project. What did we do in 2020 with Patrick Queen? We drafted a first round project. So now we got 2 projects out there that aren't moving the needle. What's going on with your man Owe? What's up with him? Another project. So now we have 3 first round projects where you have other teams hitting. You got other teams getting first rounders that's making an impact. Yes, Bateman, granted, he's doing his thing. But you have 3 other first rounders that are projects. Y'all told me, hey, Hendo, I need you to shut up. Because when we draft David Ajabo and we pair him with Owe, it's shutting everything down. That's what y'all told me. Y'all told me, be quiet. And I said, all right, we're going to see. I don't see nothing really special out of Owe. He got 4.3 speed, but, I think he's a decent pick. Was he worth a first rounder? I don't think so. Because we got a 66-year-old Justin Houston out here running around making plays. And I've been listening, I honestly haven't heard Owe's name called at all, except for on that penalty. Jahan Dotson, bruh. We could have done so many things, and people keep saying, listen, why would we reach for somebody at 14? Why is it always a finite answer for everything that we do? Why couldn't we have traded down and acquired more picks, which we love to do? We didn't have to reach at 14. We could have traded down and got somebody else. Where did Dotson go? 20s? You know, it was other picks that we could have done some stuff with. Like, but we took a safety that we have to manufacture ways to get into the game. So it's not like we took this first round pick and he comes into the game, he's getting his learning curve going, he's making plays. We have to manufacture ways for him to get in the game. And it's not working. Now, I do have to wait for Travis Jones to come back to see what he can do. But yeah, Travis Jones and the opponent will be the best picks in this draft class. Yeah, they are. But so, you know, I take back what I said about Travis Jones. Even though he's shown some flashes in the preseason. And me personally, I don't take a whole lot of stock in the preseason. Like, it's some good things you can go about, but you can't sit there and listen, this is like what I told somebody the other day. I said, I don't really dislike the picks. I dislike the pressure that the flock puts on the picks. I dislike the fact that every time we get somebody and they make a couple plays, they're the savior of the franchise. That's what I don't like, and that's what kind of jades me towards some of these players. I don't dislike the player. I dislike the picks. I know you probably heard it before, but it's the picks. It's not the person. And every time you see something like, oh my gosh, look at that, look at this dude. He didn't put the manager of McDonald's in a blender in the third preseason game with 4 minutes left. He's the next star. And I'm sitting there looking like, what? Okay. And then they get into the regular season, and what happens? They underperform or they're oft injured. And it's just picks wasted. Like, it's some other things that we could have done. It's some other things we could have done that could have made things better. If it isn't, I need to put my glasses on. I don't know what I did with them. Like, I was so mad. I was throwing stuff. I don't know. My glasses might be under something somewhere. I don't know. But I do need to put my glasses on. All right, listen. We got 37 people in here. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe if you're new here, comment, all that good stuff. You know, whatever you need to do to help this channel to grow. Got some things going on that I would like to do with this, you know, make some upgrades, you know, expand and grow. Because if you're not getting better, you staying the same. And if you're staying the same, you're just a Baltimore Raven. And we don't like that. Cowboys line up for the game. Coach, I wasn't even watching that game. I saw that and was like, ugh, Bengals aren't looking good. So, with that being said, that's another thing. That's another thing we have to look at. Pittsburgh lost. Cleveland lost. Cincinnati's probably about to lose. That's a game up that we could have had on the competition in the division, and we blew it. We blew it. Like, that's a game that we might need later on. That's a game in week 17 that may be the difference of, hey, we got to play Lamar in this game to get this dub, or we can sit him down and get this team a rest. We can let players get healthy. Like, that's the difference. You don't know early on what's going to happen, and I don't think that this team kind of takes that into account, because we don't play with a sense of urgency. Like, you never see our team look like, look, we got to get this done. Everybody just out there, you know, I get paid next Tuesday. How about you? Yeah, I get paid too, bro. All right, play on 3. Let's go. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we got Nerf. we got some Nerf guns. What you saying? You saying we going 14-3? Find a review with a betting guy. That's right. I got a betting guy. You know, you check out my Friday pregame videos. I got my man D Weezy up there giving you betting props. And how many did you hit on a day off of this game alone, Weezy? Because I know you was in the Discord just saying, you know, every time I turn around, you was like, I got another one. I got another one. I got another one. You know? All right, so let's get back to this. So, of course, you know, my play of the game, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Why wouldn't I go with Lamar? 21-29, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 119 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. I think this 100-yard game actually broke the record for the most 100-yard games by a quarterback with 11. Yeah, he cashed in all his plays. So yeah, drop by the channel, you know, get some good betting advice. If not, go to Backyard Action Media. Check my man Wheezy out. Check lunch hot take lunch break. Sorry, check him out on there with Lunch Money Bets. Get your plays. Like my man knows a thing or two about betting. Like he'll talk about some stuff I don't really give a damn about, like soccer or baseball or marbles or braid twisting, but he knows the betting odds on them. So you know, check him out and get that good information. All right, now it's time for 5 up, 3 down, which is my 5 players that I find ascending, 3 players that are on the decline. Of course, number 1 is going to be Lamar. Like, what can you say? This man is doing everything in his power to will his team to victory. Like, he's passing. Like, his accuracy is off the charts. Like, I don't know if y'all are actually noticing it during the game, but his passing, he's doing his thing. He's hitting open guys. He's doing the different arm angles, which I don't too much like. Like, I'm not too particularly fond of the arm angles all the time because sometimes it looks like those passes can get intercepted because I think he's doing a little bit too much. But what can you say? What has he got? Like six touchdowns and 1 interception on the season? You know? What can you say? That man's doing everything possible, leading team in rushing. I think even off his game, off this game this week, I believe he has more rushing yards than the whole team combined for 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. Because we had 63 last week, and I think 20 of them is his. And we had, so he didn't almost doubled the output, approximately, of the team's rushing by himself of all the running backs. I don't get it. And they don't want to pay this man. They don't think that he's worth it. So my question is, when it gets time for the season to be over, and Lamar has 50 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and another 1,000 yards rushing, what are they going to say about his price? What are they going to haggle about then? Because if Lamar was too expensive 2 months ago, after the QB signings that we've had, how much more expensive is he after that? How much more expensive is he going to be after this season? How much more expensive is he going to be after Herbert and Burrow sign? So, you can sit there and say, look, we got 2 years of franchise tag him. So I want y'all to think about it like this. Lamar allegedly wants $200 million guaranteed. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm not there. Couldn't tell you. But he wants $200 million guaranteed. So the franchise tag for next year is going to be approximately $45 million. Around about, give or take, a couple mil. Probably going to go up. The franchise tag the year after is going to be about $55 million. Give or take, probably going to go up. So you're telling me that the Ravens are balking at a $200 million guaranteed over 5-6 years, but they're going to guarantee him $100 million over 2? Can anybody make that make sense? Can you make that make sense? You're guaranteeing him $200 million. I mean, you're guaranteeing him $100 million over 2 years, but you won't give him $200 over 5. I don't get it. And then, more importantly, that $100 million hits the cap fully. It's no breaks. It's no finagling. You can't turn anything into a signing bonus. You can't extend that. Without a long-term deal, that $100 million is going to hit the cap for 2 years. How strapped are we supposedly going to be then? Are we going to blame Lamar when we can't sign anybody? And all you people that say, oh, he needs to take a team-friendly deal. For what? For what? When he was on the rookie contract, what did they pay for to put around him? What did they equip him with to win a Super Bowl? Because that's all Lamar cares about. He wants his money. He wants to be a billionaire. But that young man wants to win a Super Bowl. So you tell me with the QB rookie contract, what they put around him. They didn't do anything. but you want him to take a discount so they can put more on the defense, so they can give up another 42 points to somebody else. Get out of here. All right, my second player in the 5 up is going to be Rashad Bateman. 4 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown. Now, I know after halftime somebody hit Rashad with a smoke bomb and transported him somewhere. I don't know where he went. He might have went home, might have went back to college. I'm not really sure. But after halftime, Bateman was nowhere to be found. I'm actually going to put out an APB on him to make sure that man gets home safe. But yeah, he did nothing. Number 3, we'll go with Marcus Williams. Of course, like he set the tone early on. Marcus Williams had 2 interceptions. He's trying to make me eat my words and be worth all the money that we paid for him. He's trying to do that. And he almost had a 3rd interception. Unfortunately, it bounced off his hands. He didn't really think it was coming to him, but it would have probably turned the tide of the game. But you can't put that on Marcus Williams. And I've heard people saying, listen, he dropped that 3rd interception. That would have sealed the game for us. He had 2 interceptions. What the hell else you want the man to do? Like, why is it that when people make plays, y'all want them to do more? But the people that aren't making plays aren't held responsible or accountable for the things that they did not do. Lamar should have done more. Well, okay. The offensive line should have done more. The running back should have done more. The coaching staff should have done more. The defensive backs damn sure should have done more. So why do we always quick to blame the people that did things? It's like work. The people that work the hardest get the most shit. They get the most work. They get the most pressure. They get the most headaches. Why? Why don't we put pressure on those that are underperforming? Why won't we do that? I don't know. And you're right, Davon. The math ain't mathing. It ain't mathing. What is this team doing? What direction are we going in? And unfortunately, with that math, with the real math, with that West Baltimore math, Lamar ain't going to be here next year. Because from what I understand, he ain't playing under a franchise tag. Hey, how you doing, Sharon? Thank you for joining us. Sharon says, hi, Brian Flores, the head coach for the Ravens. Ravens is wasting Lamar's career. He's got to ask for a trade next year. He can't keep this going year after year. It's time for him to change teams. Factually correct, 100%. So I don't know if y'all really noticed this during the game, but Lamar looked to make a concerted effort not to run the ball. Like he would scramble and fake like he was running, but he'd throw the ball. Because I think that he's starting to realize the Baltimore Ravens are trying to run him into the ground. Like they're trying to run him out of a contract. What other team uses their quarterback as a battering ram on goal line, on 4th downs? Only we do that. The Ravens want him to take the hits. The Ravens want Lamar to be as electric as he can for as long as he can be. And then say, look, his play's slipping. We would have given you all of this money, but look what happened. You're not the player that you once were. That's how they try to get over on him. And yes, Brian Flores, I wish the Ravens would sign him, because I guarantee you one thing, and one thing only with Brian Flores, this defense would get right. This defense would do what it needed to do. Pittsburgh got a steal. And you think it's a coincidence that against the Bengals last week, with TJ Watt going out, Pittsburgh still got that pressure? Pittsburgh had, 7 sacks last week? You think that's all a mistake, all by coincidence? No, Brian Flores had something to do with that. We just weren't smart enough to say, you know what? Let's bring him in here and let him help our players get better, because we can't develop players. Aside from Keith Williams and T. Martin, we don't have coaches that can develop players. And we're scared to bring in anybody. Do y'all honestly think John Harbaugh would say, listen, hey, Coach Flores, I need you to come in here. You can be the assistant head coach and help out with my squad? No, because what will end up happening is he'll whip them into shape. This defense would be number 1 in the NFL. And then the owner would kind of be like, who's really running this team? And we'd have to make necessary changes. But they're not ready for those conversations. Just like some Ravens fans, they aren't ready for tough conversations. They aren't ready for real conversations. They all want that fluff. They all want that everything's going to be all right. Harbaugh's got it. Harbaugh's going to take us to the promised land. They're not ready for that. Hey, listen, John Harbaugh is sitting in his office right now, and Lamar's knocking on his door like, Coach, what are we gonna do? And Harbaugh's like, it's above me. This is above me. I don't know. We're just gonna let you do your thing next week and hope to win. It's above me though. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Come on, bro. Come, where is it? He dropped the game sealing interception. No, no. Your man's allowed the game winning catch. That's what happened. Your defensive coordinator called up the wrong plays. Your defensive coordinator left a half injured Marcus Peters out there against the fastest dude in the NFL one on one. He left Pepe Williams out there with one of the fastest dudes one on one. He left Amore Davis out there one on one with one of the fastest guys in the NFL. No safety help. Why wasn't Hamilton playing over top? Why wasn't he giving safety help? That's what we got the first round pick for. Should nothing be caught over his head. Like, come on, bro. What else is Williams supposed to do? He didn't drop anything. It wasn't like they threw the ball directly to him and he just was like, oh, I ain't got it. It was a tip ball and it came to him and it fell. Let's stop putting the blame on the people that actually earn their checks and place the blame where it needs to be, because the rest of the defense didn't earn their checks. That's all I'm saying. I mean, that's what he do. That's what he has to do, but it happened. It happens. Like, bruh, he dropped it. Oh, well. Your teammate's supposed to have your back. The other guys are supposed to have your back and make plays. When does that happen? It didn't. All right, so back to my five up. What we got? We got Marcus, Lamar, Bateman. Justin Houston, he had a sack. Listen, old man Houston out there doing his thing. He tries to set the tone early. You know, he's putting pressure on the quarterback. Now, as far as the defensive line go, and the linebackers, Justin Houston is it. He's all I'm seeing. Like, he's all over the field constantly. He's still letting dudes escape sacks. Now, I know he told his son he was trying to get up to 130 sacks before he retired. But in the last 2 years alone, he let like 19 sacks slip out his fingers. But at least he's there. At least he's causing pressure. At least he's causing errant throws. The rest of this defense. Now, listen, I was down on him, but I was high on him last week. What happened to Michael Pierce? Where was he at? Where's Calais Campbell? That I told y'all, what do we re-sign him for? He offers nothing. And y'all gonna say veteran presence? Oh, that's fine. I can find cheaper veteran presence. I can find somebody going downhill that take less money that'll teach somebody, instead of putting in somebody high price and saying, well, we paying you this much. We got to throw you in the game. Like, Calais Campbell been on a decline, and he didn't do anything last year. And y'all gonna say he was hurt. Yeah, why do we keep signing? Why do we keep re-signing hurt people? Why? We need people that can produce. Listen, there's a window of opportunity to win a Super Bowl with Lamar. There's a window of opportunity to enjoy Lamar Jackson, and we're wasting it. We're wasting it on mid-level talent. Like Brent Irvin, was he playing? Did he get a snap? And that's for you, Coach Evans. Did he get a snap? Did your boy Irvin? Because I know you had to shout it out last week and was like, yeah, see, he played. Did he play? Did we even line up a defensive line? Because I don't remember any of them doing anything. Oh, that's what you meant, Brian Flores coming to Carolina. No, don't switch up now. Y'all could have fired Matt Rule and had him. Y'all could have took over and said, you know what? This dude is not it. Y'all think John Harbaugh's bad. Take a look at him. Take a look at him. And they didn't. He don't want to come to Carolina. Like, y'all got 15 number one overall picks at quarterback and still can't decide what y'all want to do. But listen, I still think y'all going to make the playoffs. Carolina's going to do something, and y'all still going to make the playoffs. They're going to say his Winks playbook was used in the fourth. I'm convinced. Yes. Like I said, Davon, it's not the man, it's the culture. The Ravens don't have individuals. They don't have individuals. They have a system. It's like, I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie 1984 with Big Brother It's like an assembly line. Everybody had their structure. You woke up, you went here, you did this, you came home, you laid down, and that was it. And that's the culture here. We don't have any defensive coordinator. Listen, we will never, while Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh are here, have a Dick LeBeau type of defensive coordinator that puts in exotic blitzes, that does things unconventionally, that'll do some things to win us some games. We'll never have that here. We'll have the same old corn-fed individual with the same thoughts, views, and beliefs on defense. No matter how they feel about it, they will never go up and say, listen, we need to change things around. We need to change this playbook. Because if that were the case, after that first long touchdown by Tyreek Hill, something would have changed. Something would have changed. Listen, I was happy and sad at the same time. I was like, listen, Tyreek had 190 yards. And I'm like, damn, my fantasy team's kind of messed up right now because he ain't doing nothing. I was sad, but I was happy because I'm like, look, if my fantasy team is suffering, that means he ain't doing nothing. And he went out for a quarter. He had 190 yards and went out from the game with cramping. Immediately, he came back in and caught a touchdown, like the very next play. So when does the defensive coordinator say, hey, Harbs, this ain't going to cut it. Let me call up the Fonz from Happy Days and get his green playbook from out the water boy and get that play and stop it right there. But it didn't happen. He said, you know what? I'm going to keep this Ravens culture going, and I'm going to keep running the same stuff. Regardless if it's happening, if it's working, I'm going to keep running the same stuff. Eventually, something going to pop. Eventually, something going to shake. Like, look, either we going to stop him or he going to score. And he thought that statement was deep. Either we going to stop him, he going to score. Well, no shit. That's how it goes. And unfortunately, we didn't stop him. So pissed off how they did Pepe. Right. Listen. This it's okay. So the sad part about this is they're gonna say, well, because Marlon Humphrey went down, that's the reason why everything happened. Like they're gonna keep using built-in excuses as to why we're not as good as we think we are. I guarantee you, when y'all go online later and check it out, they're gonna say, man, if Marlon Humphrey wasn't hurt, or if Marcus Peters would have been here the whole year, or it's going to be some excuse as to why we just didn't measure up. And the truth of the matter is, we just didn't measure up. Like we did not play well. And unfortunately, we don't have the alphas anymore that will go to the coaches and say, Coach, this ain't working. We need to switch it up. Or we don't have that Ray Lewis type that's going to say, listen, I know what's coming. Check, and go to another play. We don't have those people on here. We have choir boys, Boy Scouts, bank workers that fall in line and do what they're supposed to do. We don't have Ed Reeds anymore. Now, Marcus Williams may be close or trying to get close, but personality-wise, we don't have that person that's going to say, look, scrap what the coach is doing. I'm going to do my thing, except for Marcus Peters. I give him that. And Lamar, if y'all didn't notice, even back in 2018, 2019, against the Chargers, against the Titans in the playoffs, when we were losing, there came a point in time in those playoff games where Lamar said, bruh, bump you and what you doing, everything you got going on in life, I'm doing me, and start calling his own plays. And that's why we scored those points. That's why Lamar had 500-something yards in that Tennessee Titans loss, because he stopped listening to his coaches and went with his instincts. We don't have players that'll do that. And it's something that we need. With those guys on the other side of the field, I don't think we can put those guys on an island. No, we can't. We saw what happened. Like, listen, my kids know this. My kids can look and be like this. That's Tyreek Hill. Why they do that? Like Everyone can see this. I don't know why the Ravens can't see that. Like, you leaving wide open. Listen, and I knew how it was going to start, and I said it in my last video. I said they're going to get the tight ends involved. Gesicki had one catch last week for 1 yard. I said they're going to get the tight ends involved, and it's going to change the schematics of this game. And listen, take nothing away. Gesicki made a hell of a catch. A hell of a catch. While Chuck Clark looked in bewilderment and amazement. Like, bruh. It's amazing. I like it. I like it. And I'm like, yo, you ain't gonna push him? Like, you can push him. Like, you do know you can push him out of bounds. Like, they took that road away years ago. But I guess Chuck Clark was like, I've done enough for the day. So, yeah, listen. We just... I started drinking. Nah, I have not started drinking. Trust me, if I started drinking, y'all would know, because I would be yawning uncontrollably. Drinking makes me sleepy. Big Ray says, we are in desperate need of a new regime. We are failing at every level of this organization. We have, and we've been failing. We've been failing. But once again, Lamar masks these issues. Lamar makes up for so many things. Like, I had something written down once, but I can't remember where I put it. But just like this offensive line. And look, I'm not trying to take anything away from Ronnie Stanley, but Ronnie Stanley was not an all-pro with Joe Flacco. Lamar makes everyone around him look better. Everyone. Orlando Brown Jr., as you can see, yeah, he made the Pro Bowl last year, but theoretically, if you watched him actually play in Kansas City, he's getting up a lot of pressures. Like, he didn't do well. Lamar makes everybody better. And we're not doing enough around him to make this team better. This regime is still... Listen, we're in 2022, and you got a head coach and a general manager that go into a press conference, and they sit down in this press conference and say, listen, we want to be the toughest, roughest running team there is in this league. And the rest of the head coaches and general managers like, yo, you got that. You got it. We ain't trying to take it. We don't even want it. Aside from San Francisco, who else runs the ball like that? Outside of San Francisco, nobody else runs the ball like that. All right. So to my 3 down, I didn't even pick a 3 down. I just was like, so many people to blame. So many people. But they know what they did. So I didn't even, I didn't even neg them people. I let it be what it is. But you know who we can blame. We can blame McDonald. We can blame Harbaugh. To some of y'all want to blame Greg Roman. And this is the one time that I'm not going to blame Greg Roman. Because yes, he could have done a lot better, but this is not on him. What's this? Okay. Cover 2 is what we ran when Tyreek was wide open. A certain 14 pick didn't know where he was supposed to be. I don't know what to say. Because I'm not trying to listen. I'm not trying to belittle or degrade this young man. But once again, it's about need. It's about fit. It's about what's going to take this team to the next level. Now, I don't know if Coach Evans is still in here, because I can't wait to see his stream. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait till you get on there and talk about OA and talk about Queen and talk about Hamilton, because I want to see what you got to say about them. Because, I can't say for certain. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I do believe, could be wrong, I've opened your eyes to a couple things. Because for the longest, Coach, before we linked up, I would just sit back and be like, this man is just always making an excuse for Greg Roman. Like, Greg Roman can do no wrong in his eyes. Oh well. And then I found out, getting to see you more and listen to you as to why. But hopefully I've opened your eyes to some things, because I want to hear what you got to say. I want to know why certain people aren't living up to expectation. And first round isn't a project round. Like Davon said, I'm surprised it was not on the third down. Why are you surprised, Davon? What are you surprised about? He's not it. He is not Julius Peppers. He's not even Julius Peppers Jr. He's been MIA the first 2 games of the season. Now, he can turn things around. He can get better. And I know everybody's going to say the same thing that they said about Patrick Queen. Oh, when we put somebody beside him with some more talent, he's going to flourish. You're a first round pick. I shouldn't have to put anybody beside you or around you to make you better. I'm tired of people with that, man, once we get somebody with Patrick Queen, he's going to go off. Oh, why? Why can't he just go off? Why can't he just be that player that we drafted him to be? I know why, because he wasn't the player in the first place. And we're hoping and wishing, and of course, we want them to be the best versions of themselves. We want them to be the best player that they can be. But there has to come a time when you look and say, you know what? He ain't it. I'm sorry. He ain't it. He can't make the plays that we thought he could make. Now, look like Tarzan, play like Jane. Isn't that the old adage that they used to use? We got a lot of players like that. We've had a lot of players like that in the Harbaugh era. They look the part. They talk the part. They get up in that podium and they give that right speech. They say the right words. You know, they use the right phrases. But when it comes to play on the field, we're not getting it. We're not getting it. And that's where my frustration lies. And that's where kind of the ambiance of my streams and my videos come from. It comes from the lack of. You know, the Ravens have a dearth of leadership. They have a dearth of coaching minds. There's a lack going around that building. And I just get sick of the people saying, well, da 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 da, and this is going to happen. And this is going to pop off. And it never does. How many years are we going to wait? How many years are we going to sit back and keep saying, all right, next year, once this player develops, next year? What's going to happen next year? What happens next year when Queen plays better? Year 5, he prices himself out of Baltimore. Is Ajabo going to be ready by then? I don't know. Is Malik Harris going to be playing like something? I hope so, because I like dude. I think he played a little bit better today. His tackling, his fundamentals were a lot better today. But he's a third-round pick. Now, that's a project coach. Malik Harrison, project. I thought he was going to be a thumper. I thought he was going to come in and lay the wood, pause, and do some things, but it never came to fruition. More than the defense, I'm disappointed in how they were in field goal range twice and chose to call the same QB, power plays and leave Tucker on the sideline missing guaranteed points. Okay. I'm frustrated with that as well. I'm not disappointed because I can't get disappointed in things that I expect. A lot of people and a lot of new Ravens fans forget he did the same thing in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, we had guaranteed points, and he ran a fake punt with the kicker running the ball to the short side. It might have had. He had Justin Tucker running to the short side of the field. So when he does stuff like that, it doesn't surprise me, bro. He leaves points on the board. He has bad clock management. He does not know how to use timeouts. What is this? 14 years later. The same issues we had with John Harbaugh in years 1 through 5, we still have. So, I understand you're disappointed, but I can't get disappointed because I know what's going to happen every game. I know what to expect, and I'm not being negative. I'm not being down. I'm being real. I can't be down on something that comes true. This comes true every game. But the only difference is Lamar normally makes enough plays to get us over that hump. That's normally the difference in most of these games that y'all see. The same errors, the same correctable errors are still there. But Lamar just puts more points on the board than the other team does. And a lot of people aren't saying that, except for the real ones that really know. And that's why you hear other people outside the organization screaming, hey, pay that man his money. Because they know without him, we don't win. I need for y'all to tell me in the chat right now. I need for y'all get in the chat right now. Let me know with the current iteration of the Baltimore Ravens that we have right now. How many other quarterbacks are we winning with? How many other quarterbacks are we going to the playoffs with this roster? I need y'all to let me know that. Sad day at the bank. Yes. Yes. Listen. The home openers used to be a thing of beauty. Like we used to rule home openers at one point in time. But as of late, once your coach message starts getting stale, things happen. Play declines. Enthusiasm wanes. It's kind of like it's the same old speech. I ain't trying to hit. Now, I could be wrong about this, and y'all might be mad, but I'm saying if Hollywood Brown was still here, I guarantee you we wouldn't have lost that game. Y'all can take that to the bank. If Hollywood was still playing with Bateman and Andrews, we wouldn't have lost the game because we'd have scored 50 points. I guarantee you that. But that's just me. That's my optimism. What's going on, Jose? Defunded defense. You've been saying it for years. You've been telling people, listen, all this money that we putting in this defense, it ain't showing up on the field. It ain't showing up on the field. Listen, Reg, if that made a difference, I think we should. Because listen, all this losing, it don't stop these coaches from getting paid. It doesn't stop these coaches from getting extensions. You don't hear anybody complaining, oh man, they signed Harbaugh to more extensions. We can't even win a playoff game. But they'll say that about Lamar. But they won't say that about these coaches. So yeah, defund the coaches, defund the defense. Listen, build that offensive line because that's another argument that was thrown out there this offseason. Lamar said he wanted an offensive line, and what the team do? Pop my collar. We went out and got him an offensive line. Where? Who the hell did y'all get? I'm sorry. Who did we get? We got Morgan Moses. And that was it. We cut Tyree Phillips. Now, deservedly so. They should have cut Tyree Phillips. But another high round pick. Another one of Eric DeCosta's failures. So where's this line that we got for Lamar Jackson? Where's this line that Lamar said that he wanted and we went out and got for him? Because the Purple Patrol will swear up and down. We, one, got him weapons, and we, two, went out and got him an offensive line. Where? I don't see none of it. I don't see any of it. Forgot about what? I've been right. Listen, I've been ranting for a long time, bro. I'm sorry. I've been ranting for a long time. But yes, it's a lot of things that people don't look at. What's going on, Mike? Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for coming by here. I don't know. I don't really. It's something about today. There's something about today. Normally before I come on and do a stream, I get extremely nervous, and I'm just like, I'm going here and talking all this stuff. But for some reason today, I didn't feel it. I think I felt the anger more than anything else. I think the anger took hold, and I needed this to vent. I needed to get some things off my chest because I waited all season. We waited all year for this. We waited all season for this to come up. And I know y'all have been thinking, look, we can start the season 5-0. I didn't. I told y'all from the beginning, we could lose to the Jets, which if the Jets had some real coaching, we'd have lost that game. And we could lose to Miami. I was like, man, we can't lose to Miami. That was last year. That zero blitz thing is out the door. It's not going to happen. And I'm sitting there like, yo, bump the zero blitz. Look what they got on offense. Forget the defensive side of the ball. What do they have on offense? So I knew this was a possibility. But when we went up by 21 going into the second half, I was like, we good. We should be good. We should be good. We should win this game. And once again, I don't want to hear anything about excuses because Miami was missing some people too. Their offensive line shambles. They're missing their second best cornerback. Like they have people out too. So let's not use that as an excuse. Let's sit there and say, look, we did a bad coaching job. We've done a bad job at putting depth on this team in key positions. You can't tell me, damn. Yeah, that's about right. Zero quarterbacks. Zero quarterbacks. It's nobody you can put with this team. So like my man Stacks, who used to be on the show. He's a Roman supporter. He's a front office supporter. And right after the draft, I asked him, I said, listen, if we had the same draft that we had this year, but we had anybody else's quarterback, would you be satisfied with this draft? And his answer to me was, no, I wouldn't be happy. Like, this would be a disappointing draft. So why is it okay for us to bring anybody else into this complex situation and say we need to surround them with? But we take Lamar and say, you know what? We don't need nobody. He good. Look, we got him a 4th-round tight end. We got him a 4th-round punter. We got him a 2nd-round injured linebacker. He good. Why is it okay for him? And it shows up on the field. It shows up on the field. But like I said before, I ain't even fretting it. It's one game. We keep it pushing. But the thing that I think I found the reason for my anger. I think the reason for my anger is deep down inside, I know this is the same game we're gonna play in the first round of the playoffs. This is the same thing that's gonna happen when if we get to the playoffs, because it's not a guarantee. Because listen, Miami, decent team. They ain't crap to some of the teams we got coming up. So make the playoffs or not. This might be the type games that we had to play in the playoffs, where they take away your strengths. And unfortunately, right now, our strength is passing the ball because we can't run. So what happens when we get to the playoffs and they take away the pass and we still got the same offensive line? What happens then? I know some of y'all say, hey, we can trade for, we can acquire. Well, why didn't we before? Why didn't we before? Because like most teams, you have a player talent evaluator. You have someone that goes out and evaluates the talent. And I'm pretty sure that they can sit there and say, he ain't it. He ain't right. We need to get somebody else. Why do we need for the bottom to fall out before we make a move? Now, once the bottom falls out, and Lord forbid that it doesn't, we're going to make a trade. And then I'm going to have to hear a lot of people coming and hit me up and like, look, EDC's a genius. Look who he just traded for. Look who he just brought in. Okay, Hollywood would have dropped at least 5 today, though. Right, but he still would have had 2 touchdowns. Isaiah likely dropped 2 balls today. How many touchdowns did he get, Reg? I'm going to say none. How many touchdowns he got on the season? I'm going to say none. Does likely have more drops than catches? I'm going to say factually correct. I know y'all got y'all thing about Hollywood, but if y'all really look at the tape, Hollywood came up big in games. He came up big in games. He came up big in the playoffs. And that's one uncertainty that you now have brought back onto my plate that I have to think about. Who are we going to rely on come playoff time? Because we could always rely on Hollywood. Like him or not, what did Hollywood drop in the playoffs? How many passes did Hollywood drop during any of the playoffs that he was in? Because I don't remember him dropping anything. 2019, when everybody else, Seth Roberts let that touchdown go, Andrews was letting balls slip through his finger. I don't remember Hollywood dropping a thing when it counted most. Did he drop some balls against Detroit? Yeah, he dropped 3 balls against Detroit. Game shouldn't have been that close any goddamn way, to be quite honest with you. So, once again, stop putting the blame on the ones that do and start putting it on the ones that don't. Like, he did his thing. Like, you can't tell me we wouldn't be a better team without him. Because he's 10 times better than Seth Roberts. He's 10 times better than Devin Duvernay. And Devin Duvernay's hurt now. Now what? We can't count on James Prochet because he didn't even show up for the season. This man got his big break. Listen, and I know it has to be frustrating for him. This man got his big break, and everything fell in line. We didn't have anybody. We didn't sign anybody. And he got the chance to make his impact. And what happens? He gets hurt and he's nowhere to be found. I mean, one thing I can say, Hollywood got nicked up, but he didn't stay out. He didn't stay out, and he caught passes when we needed him to. And Lamar trusted him. Just saying. What's up, Jake? Since Lamar is definitely aware of how the Ravens are operating right now, you can see it in how he communicates with the media. I can only imagine what he's heard behind closed doors. Listen, he's heard, look at your touchdown to interception ratio last year. Listen, you didn't finish the season last year. You've got one playoff win in your career. But they're never going to self-scout themselves. They're never going to take that step back and say, we failed you. You know, they're intentionally trying to bring his value down. Another thing with Hollywood, hate to keep bringing him up because he's not on the team, but another thing with Hollywood, look at the games, like watch them. Don't just sit back on your TV, drink your beer, and just kindly glance up at the TV. Watch it. When they saw that Hollywood was kind of upping his money for this contract, they started calling plays different for him. They started scheming him different. They started scheming him behind the line of scrimmage and within 5 yards of it. They started lessening his plays. They started, and you could say, oh, well, Lamar wasn't there. They were throwing deep to Andrews. They gave him the opportunities. The Ravens, listen, the Ravens aren't that organization, that squeaky clean organization you think they are. They dirty, just like the rest of them. Drake London was out there balling today. We could have drafted him. Yeah, we could have. Listen, and quite honestly, we could have drafted any of those wide receivers. But being the egotistical organization that we are, we sit back, we cross our arms and say, hey, whoever fought us, we're going to get them. Like nobody in the NFL is going to trade up. Like nobody else is going to try to get a wide receiver. We just figured, hey, I know what happened with Dez Bryant. I know what's happened in the past. It's not going to happen again. Not to us. We the Ravens. And then they was like, nope, pluck. And somebody in that front office should have said, hey, after that second wide receiver got snatched up off the board, look, we need to do something. We need to make a move. Because I can't believe everybody in that room sat back and said, you know what? Wide receiver, let's let this safety fall to us and go from there. I can't believe everybody was on board with that. But who's to say? Brady says, no, you won't score that many points in the playoffs. You're right, Brady. We will not score 38 points in the playoffs. Like, you're right. Damn. What we average? Like 13 points? We've averaged 13 points a game. 13 points a game in the playoffs since Lamar's been our quarterback. And I think the defense has given up like 10 points a game or something like that. Points per. So we can't score in the playoffs. We've shut teams down in the playoffs. But our philosophy is go get more defense. But we'll see. We'll see. Listen, the way the time goes, playoffs will be here in about 67 minutes. Because once football starts, the weeks just fly by. So we'll see what happens then. Coleman says, if that happens, there's going to be some changes. Listen. I love the enthusiasm. I love it. But has it not happened before in the past? Has it not happened for years and we've made no changes? Everybody keeps saying, oh, once this happens, we're going to make some changes. But Shadi's going to step in and be like, hey, this can't happen any longer. And we keep saying it year after year. And it stretches out year after year. When Flacco was losing, when we had Ryan Mallett playing quarterback, they were like, listen, this losing ain't getting it. We used to you going to the playoffs every year. This ain't getting it. We got to make some changes. And nothing happened. Thank you, B. Light years. But people don't want to admit that because then they had to admit that the organization was wrong for letting them go. I don't care if you ask for a trade or not. You're under contract. You signed a contract to say you will play for me a certain number of years. I don't have to do anything. You're going to sit here and play and like it. Well, you ain't got to like it, but So essentially with that, the Ravens said, hey, we choosing Greg Roman over you, Hollywood. And by proxy, we choosing Greg Roman over Lamar. Because I'm telling you, if I can go somewhere and ball out with my best friend, it's nothing better. especially if we win it, especially if you put the right pieces around me to win. And it's not a better feeling in the world. I get off work, I go to my best friend's house and chill out, or I'm working, we watch a film together. Like, you can't beat that. And the Ravens took that away and think that they just going to throw some third, fourth, and sixth round picks in there and it's going to make a difference. All right, Reg, who's our number? Who's our wide receiver too? That's my question to you. He can be a very. I don't give a goddamn what the numbers say. Like, and for me, this is me personally. I don't care about wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. I care about, are you making plays when I need you to make a play? I don't give a damn what they call you. I don't care what you rank on the depth chart. When your number's called, are you making that play to help us win the game? I'm not sure, because I told you I was a little upset. I was a little upset earlier. I'm feeling bad. I'm starting to calm down. I'm hearing movement upstairs. I think the baby about to leave, so feeling a little bit better. Yeah. I'm gonna give you this one. This is the last one I'm giving you because you're trolling. It knows no bounds. How is Hollywood better than our wide receivers? Okay, this is what I need you to do. I need you to take all of our wide receivers, and you know what? You can even take the 2 games from this season, add them all together, and put them up against Hollywood's numbers just from last year. So Hollywood's 1 year versus all the receivers on our roster combined, minus Demarcus Robinson, because you're going to get slick with that one, and put them together and let me know what those numbers add up to. Let me know. Exactly. He gets open. So listen, not to let Lamar escape criticism. There have been dozens of times Hollywood beat the shit out of that coverage, and Lamar either underthrew him or he overthrew him. But I don't hear you talking about that. I hear you talking about Hollywood, who dropped the ball 6 times last year. So, Horace, I need for you to name your top 3 or top 4 wide receivers in the NFL right now. And I guarantee you they had more drops than Hollywood. But you're not going to talk about that. You're going to talk about what he didn't do to justify him going to another team. And it's okay, because the Baltimore Ravens brainwashed us as a fan base. I was there. I was there for a minute. I was in it. I thought I was drinking something else, but it was purple Kool-Aid. And I believed in certain things. And I saw things a certain way. But sometimes you got to look beyond some stuff. I have. Facts. Okay, Just Allen, what's going on? He said, I'm no Harbaugh fan, but this is an EDC problem mostly. He drafts these bums that Harbaugh can't coach up. Okay, Just Allen, this is what I have for you. EDC does not draft alone. John Harbaugh has a voice in that draft room. A lot of people can say, it's not true. But this is how we get a Ben Mason, drafted in the 5th round of a draft when we have so many other needs. It wasn't all right, bro, I lost to you last night in some spades, you get that pick. No, John Harbaugh has sway. He has say. Because he won a Super Bowl, he has certain powers. That's why Eric DeCosta cannot hire nor fire his offensive or defensive staff. So my second issue with this is, if Harbaugh can't coach him up, isn't that a coaching problem? You can't just put this all on EDC saying, listen, you're bringing me in raw talent. You're bringing me in bad talent. If you're a coach that can't coach up your players, you're a problem too. You're a problem too. Because me personally, I've never seen Harbaugh coach anybody up. I've never seen anybody come here that we've made them better. I've seen us stop the growth of some people. Look at Zadarius Smith. Look at Matt Judon. People have to go elsewhere to become household names in the NFL. We've never, ever, except for maybe a couple, maybe back in the day with some offensive linemen or some undrafted linebackers. But under the Harbaugh era, we've never really coached anybody up. We've had guys that had talent that could play, but we've never taken someone that's like, he's a fringe player, He has the ability, but just put in the right situation, we've never done that. Even listen, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had certain talents and skills. We didn't take advantage of those. We ran the John Harbaugh system and won in spite of him. In spite of him. Bateman catch all his passes last week? He didn't. He didn't. But people are only going to nitpick the points that they're trying to make. And that's the thing. Like me, I don't have a problem. I'll point out my own faults, my own misreads, the things that I did wrong. Some of y'all only like to nitpick certain stats. If you're going to come with the stats, come with all the stats. Don't just come with the ones that push your narrative forward. Do that. So, end of the season, this is what we're going to do, Horace. We're going to put Bateman's year 1 and 2 stats together, and we're going to put Hollywood's 1 and 2 year stats together and see what you come up with. Rabbits. Okay, so all 3 passes were caught. All 3. And this is facts, Reg. Harbaugh cannot coach. He can't. And I don't know why people say, oh, he coaches this team up. He does this, he does that. He doesn't. He doesn't know situational football. He doesn't know clock management. He doesn't know how to use timeouts. He doesn't know a goddamn thing about offense. He damn sure doesn't know anything about defense. He's a figurehead. He's just one of those guys that looks good and he motivates his players and he says the right thing. Listen, I'm tired of this rhetoric that John Harbaugh's a top 5 coach. I'm tired of it. Like it burns me to my soul. How many times? So this is the propaganda that John Harbaugh pushes y'all, and I don't even know if y'all notice this. How many times does John Harbaugh notice he's in front of a camera and he's looking at a play like, should we go for it on 4th down? You want to go for it? Are you sure you want to go for it on 4th down? Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Gotcha. He's doing it on purpose. He's doing it so the cameras catch him. So if the play fails, he can say, well, I asked my players and they said he wanted to go for it, so we had to go for it, to take the blame off of him, to take the onus off of his shoulders. Me as supposedly this alpha male, as this head coach, you know what? If I want to go for it for 4th down, I need to ask a goddamn soul. It's what I'm going to do. It's my job to decide if we're going to do it or not. I don't need to ask anybody. Now, there are times when you do need to ask your quarterback for his input, but I don't need to be on TV every time. We're going to do it? We're going to do it? No? Yeah? No? You don't need it. Like he tries to give himself built-in excuses. Just like sometimes I notice we have little injuries here and there at certain points in time, just so they can say, hey, if Pepe hadn't got hurt on that one pass play, we wouldn't have gave up the game-winning touchdown. Yeah, okay. That's what you say. What's going on, AJ? Yeah, listen. Some of these are knee-jerk reactions. Some of these are reactions that have been building up for years because it's the same thing. It's the same thing we've been experiencing for many a season. So it's not just a knee-jerk reaction. It's we're getting tired of it. Listen, I've seen a trough of purple patrollers switch sides. I've seen a lot of them, start to say, you know what? This organization ain't right as rain. They aren't doing everything that they need to do. Now, listen, Cleveland fumbled the ball with their quarterback pick, but you can't blame them for not trying to do everything in their power to get better. Whether they went about it right or wrong, they're trying to make their team better. We don't do that. We always hit you with the we tried. We thought about getting this. Robinson has a ring. Okay, Horace. Robinson has a ring. How much did he have to do with that ring? Go through the stats of that season. Go through that playoff run. How much did Robinson have to do with that season on getting that ring? And yes, Hollywood made the move. He made plays in the playoffs to get us a ring. But what did the rest of your team do? They did nothing. Your head coach couldn't coach. He couldn't tell his offensive coordinator, stop calling the same plays. Your head coach couldn't tell the defensive coordinator, bruh, this blitzing ain't working. Do something else. How's that on Hollywood? Don't act like Robinson was the catalyst to the Kansas City Chiefs winning that Super Bowl, bruh. Not even close. He was a fifth option on that team. I think McKinnon came in and was more of an option than he was. Stop it. Whew. All right. We've been in here for an hour and 45 minutes. I know Brownie just sitting there trying to make me get 2 hours. I don't know why. But like I said, y'all feel better? I feel better. Like this has been very cathartic for me. I've let some stuff out. I'm calming down. The shaking is going away. Are y'all feeling better? You would not get me to defend. Listen, just Allo. You the one who said EDC's giving him garbage and he's not able to coach it up. So are you saying he's a good coach? Are you saying he has the ability to coach these people up? Who is he going to coach up? Special teams? No. What is he going to do? What is he going to exhaust Adafe Owe on special teams as a gunner until he gets hurt? And then you can't utilize him for what he came here for, to rush the passer? Is that what he's going to do? Because that's what he did last year. Is he still doing it? I haven't paid attention. Is Owe out there running on special teams? Because listen, we have 328 draft picks every year. And you can't tell me you can't just find people specifically for special teams. You got to use your stars out there as a gunner. Like, come on, bro. So, but yeah, you listen, you go ahead, just hello. You defend Jermaine. Because I wanted him fired in 2012 during the Super Bowl run. In the AFC Championship game, as we were winning, when Joe Flacco threw that pass to Jacoby, I was like, man, we need to fire Harbaugh. Because he's going to be unbearable. He's not a good coach. Like I knew back then. And you can ask anybody that knows me. I've been wanting that man gone for years. Yes, Coleman. Prochet and Wallace should be cut, but they wouldn't start on anybody else's team. They wouldn't get playing time on anybody else's team. Okay. What about this organization do you believe in currently? I believe that they don't know what they're doing. Listen, I believe, okay. So I believe that the Baltimore Ravens are more about profit than they are about winning. I believe that they're about making money. That's what I believe in about this organization. They want to make money. And secondarily, they want to have a winning record. Do they want to win a Super Bowl? I don't think they really care about that. I don't think that they actually care about going out here winning, winning a title. Because if they actually cared about winning a title, you would put pieces around your best player. Like you would say, listen, Lamar, you are an ungodly talent. You are the number one talent in the NFL. 2019, we didn't know. Nobody knew. I don't give a damn who you are, what you say. Nobody knew Lamar was going to come out and lead the league in passing touchdowns, especially with the cast of characters that we had on this team. So after the 2019 season ended as abruptly as it did, a real organization would have said, you know what? Look what he did with what we gave him. Now, let's see what he can do when we stack this roster. When we go out here and put these pieces around him, how far can we go when it's threats on the outside and defenses don't know what to defend? They don't know if we need to defend the tight end, this wide receiver, Lamar. We don't know what. Let's see what we can do with that. If the organization was true about winning, they'd have did that. Then 2020 came, it didn't happen, and we lost again. We went up to Buffalo, and we could not score. The offense was predictable. We ran into the same issues that we've run into previously going into 2021, minus the injuries. What did we do once again? We just go ahead with what we got. We lost our starting running backs. Hey, find me 3 of the oldest running backs you can find cheaply. and they went out and got the cheapest running backs they could find and the oldest past their prime. You can't tell me they couldn't have traded for somebody else. You can't tell me that there was a running back out there that was in somebody else's doghouse that they could have traded for. So I believe that the Ravens are in making money over winning, even though in most instances in the NFL, there's a correlation. When you win, you make the money. You go out here and win some Super Bowls. You be a team that's constantly in the AFC Championship, a team that's constantly threatening for the Super Bowl, and see how much money you'll make then. But I think for some of them, and especially, listen, a lot of times, a lot of us all suffer from complacency. And a billionaire, even some high millionaires, they get bored with things. And Bashadi might be bored. He's got 2 Super Bowl titles. He's got his billions of dollars. He's got his team on prime time, and that might be it for him. It might be the creme de la creme. He's like, oh, why I want to stress myself about signing this man to a fully guaranteed contract? Why I want to stress myself about bringing in a DeAndre Hopkins, even though it might just cost me a 2nd-round pick? Why I want to do all that when I'm still going to be on Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and Sunday Night Football, and this revenue sharing is going to put money in my pockets? Why do I need to go above and beyond? And John Harbaugh's the same way. Like, I'll just show up and let Lamar do his thing. So I believe that we as an organization are all about profit. Right, listen. Listen, Just Allo. All costs, bruh. Listen, I ain't even gonna hold you. When that man got up there with his wife in front of the camera, it was like, we believe in him and we stand behind him. I guess when you're a billionaire, you can do that. When you're a billionaire, you can say anything you want to say and not care what anybody else thinks. But yes, he went up there and he went out and he got Deshaun Watson, right or wrong. But one thing that Haslam knows is Deshaun Watson is going to get a chance to play, regardless if it's this year, regardless if it's next year. And that one missing piece to his team, he's now got it. He's got it. And I guarantee you that with the looming suspension at the time, Haslam was like, I'm not gonna go all in. I'm gonna put my knee in it, maybe up to my thigh a little bit, but I'm not going all in. And I guarantee you, end of this season, Cleveland is going to sign or trade for one of the top 7 wide receivers in this league to go opposite Amari Cooper. Because when you are deficient in the area and you want to win, that's what you do. You go out and get what you need. So, what's going on, Danny? What's going on? Listen, anytime you show up, whether you replay, whether you live, you never late. You always on time in my book. Listen, just come through, comment, let me know how you feeling. Because I'm feeling a little bit better right now. I won't be feeling better later on. Because I know once I turn SportsCenter and NFL Network on and start seeing the replays, it's going to get me again. But yeah, yes, fire Harbaugh. Listen, all we need to do is fire Harbaugh. And all his players are going with him. You bring in a Brian Flores. Brian Flores is going to bring his own people in. We ain't got to fire McDonald. All that old garbage is going to go by the wayside by itself. So. Right, it's a 2 hours. Listen. So for that, Brady, I'm going to make sure I end this at 1 hour and 59 minutes. Just because. Now listen. I know I forget this quite often, but if y'all want to have further discussions, you want to come through, chill with the crew, get into the Discord, sign up for the Patreon. I've got 3 tiers. I got $3 East Baltimore tier. Come through, join the Pick'ems League, hang with the people in the Discord. They got the $5 West Baltimore tier. Can't get into the fantasy football because that's kind of done, but you can come through, get in the Discord once again. You can request videos on any topic that you want, and I'll make a video directly for you, personalized, or you can sign up for the West Baltimore County tier. It's $10 a month. Get all that good stuff. I'm thinking about putting in some more advantages to being a patron. But come through if you can. If not, I understand. Just show up for the shows. Hit that like button. Share with your friends. Get the word out so I can bring my channel up in this Ravens world. Isn't that what it's all about? Getting better, being better, getting yourself out there. But whatever y'all do for me, I really do appreciate it. All right, so we got probably like 4 minutes left, so we can make sure Brodney's wrong. Jake says, it truly ultimately falls back on Harbaugh. Just wish Rashadi would see through the BS and pull the plug. So Jake, Rashadi, he sees the bullshit. I'm sorry, the bull crap. But the issue is he likes consistency. He likes continuity. When you get a certain age or you're from a certain demographic, some people don't like change. I don't. Up until recently, I don't like change. I didn't like change. I wasn't a big fan of change because change brings the unknown. And when you have control issues, you don't like the unknown. And that's what happens. He knows what he's getting with Harbaugh. He knows what he's getting with Eric DeCosta. Right or wrong, he's ride or die. He's like, look, unless you make me fire you for something egregious, excuse me, I'm gonna let it go. Like I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let you do you. So Bashadi knows. Like listen, you don't become a billionaire by being stupid. You don't become a billionaire by making all bad decisions. Like you make some, but you recover and you learn. And I do believe that he's made enough, and he knows the difference between what's a winner and what's not a winner. So I think until Harbaugh either kind of craps the bed or asks out himself, Bashadi's really not trying to make that move. Something drastic needs to happen, like us missing the playoffs this year, which I wouldn't be mad at. Listen, sometimes you got to take sacrifices. You got to make sacrifices. I'm willing to sacrifice this season for John Harbaugh to get fired. I hate to say it, but I'm for it. I thought 2018 was that time, but that goddamn Lamar Jackson. I was happy. Y'all don't know how happy I was. I almost threw a party because I knew he was gonna get fired. That when that article came out saying he's on the hot seat, I was gonna throw a party. But then Lamar came in and did Lamar type things. You know. Let's see. Yes. I mean, yeah, essentially the Ravens are the Lions if we didn't have Lamar. Probably said not the new Lions. The Joy. First of all, a lot of these people don't even know who Joey Harrington is, or the Joey Harrington led Lions. He was a top 3 pick at quarterback. I think he was from Oregon. Was he at Oregon? Was he another one of those Oregon busts? If Ferris was here, he could tell me. Yeah, Joey Harrington was not it at all. First of all, listen, just Allo. Cap Chesapeake went on the air in like 88, 85, 87, no, 90. Cap Chesapeake been on the air for a very, very long time. So, yeah. But I thought you were a hardball defender. I'm sorry. I thought you liked him, and that was your guy. Yes, Matt Millen. You want to hear about a bad general manager? Matt Millen. What, 3 years in a row? He drafted a wide receiver in the first round. 3 years in a row. And they were all horrible wide receivers. Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's the saving grace. We don't have it that bad. We don't have it as bad as they did because the lines have been down since Buddy Lane in the 60s, I believe. Now they had some good years of Barry Sanders, but I just think overall, since I think was it Buddy Lane that cursed him? One of their quarterbacks put a curse on him, and they haven't been winning since. I wanted Bashadi to sell the team, But there was a rumor back in, I want to say 2015, 2016, that Bishotti was moving a team to Virginia somewhere. So, or, or selling the team to somebody in Virginia. So I don't know if I want him to sell it. As long as they stay here, he do whatever the hell he want to do. As long as they don't move this franchise. Because I was alive and cognizant when the Colts got in that Mayflower and packed up. I was alive and I saw it. And I saw the news and I saw how it affected this town. We can't have that again. And he said heads need to roll. Ah, damn, it's 2 hours. Heads need to roll after that performance. I need to hear from Brashadi after this. You listen, and it's crazy because Brashadi actually likes the camera. He likes being in front of the camera and talking. So I wonder, is he going to step up in one of these press conferences and open his mouth? You know, money over winning got the most irrelevant players. Listen, so listen, that's another. I don't want to hear about. I don't want to hear about injuries. How many defensive backs did we sign over this week? Two, signed two defensive backs this week. Now Prochet's been hurt, and Wallace ain't really giving us anything. How many wide receivers did we sign? None. We elevated one, didn't sign anybody. Who y'all got leasing out of Harbaugh's doghouse this year? Hamilton. I think Hamilton's already. Hamilton is going to be between Hamilton and Likely because he already is a little irked with Likely because of those drops and the holding penalties for blocking. And that's another thing, like that not being able to block kind of limits the offense as to what they can do. Because when you bring him in the game, most teams are already going to know it's a pass because they know he can't block. So, it's little things that make me sit back and think, what the hell y'all doing? Listen, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate y'all. Listen, it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours, and y'all sitting here still rocking with me. Like, y'all just don't know. I do this for y'all. I do this for y'all, and it's the only reason. Oh, okay. So we got another donation. Corey says, this can't be life. I mean, if you've been a Ravens fan for a while, it can be. It's nothing new to us. Like, we're upset, and thank you again. Like, we're upset, but we're used to this. We're used to Lamar giving his all and the team effing it up. We're used to Harbaugh not being the coach that he should be and letting things happen and for us to lose games. So, yeah, it can't be life, but what we going to do? We're going to regroup, go back, watch some film, practice, stack those practices and get better 1% every day, and go out here and try to beat these Patriots. Like, that's all you can do. That's all we can do. Listen, I like Joey Harrington too, but he just wasn't any good. I'm sorry. Was one of them Megatron? I was thinking that. Was one of them Megatron? Was he drafted by Matt Millen? Because I know we had Mike Williams. No, it was Herman Moore. Was it Herman Moore? I just know one was Mike Williams, Charles Rogers, rest in peace. Mike Williams, Charles Rogers. And was it Herman Moore? I'm not sure. I'm not sure he drafted Megatron. Thank you. Roy Williams. Right, Mike Williams and Roy Williams. I knew he wasn't a part of that run because they missed on every last 3 drafts in a row. And I think Mike Williams ate his way out of the league because he was a big dude. He just kept getting heavier. Roy Williams, I don't know why Dallas paid all that draft capital to trade for him. And Charles Rogers, I think he had a habit. You're welcome, Yolanda. See what I do? See what I do for y'all? Listen, I came and I told Brady, look, I'm trying to do 45 minutes. Keep it pushing. get some Sunday night football in. Maybe see my granddaughter off. I don't even know if she's still here. Maybe I should check my ring. But listen, like I said, I appreciate y'all. So it ain't nothing. Sit back and talk to y'all about some football. 3 hour stream, most definitely not. Nah, I'm getting hungry. And I want to watch some football. And I know somebody else probably got a stream going on, and I want to watch what they got to say. So, yeah, let's get down to these last couple of comments, and then we're going to end this thing here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell if you have not already, and go out and support all the Ravens YouTubers, like all of them. I don't care what their stand is. I don't care what their points of views are. If they're purely positives, if they're supremely negative, or whatever. It's good to see where everybody's coming from. It's good to see points of views. It's good to see why they have those points of views and where they come from. Like I learn from people. Even though, like Coach said, he can't change my mind. You don't know that, Coach. You don't know that you didn't change my mind. Just because I sit there with the poker face doesn't mean that my mind might not be changed. But I will tell you this, even if my mind isn't changed, I'm like, okay, I see why you would think like that. I see how you could come to believe that. You know? But first and foremost, I'm not hiding from her. She was here. She was running. I heard her running around upstairs. And I know her mother said she's going to pick up around 8 o'clock, but she's always late. So I'm assuming she might be asleep. I don't hide from her at all. It's my baby. It's my little grandbaby. I love her to death. All right. So I guess if y'all don't got nothing else to say, we're going to bring this to an end. We're going to bring this to a close. I had some other stuff I wanted to talk about, some observations, some stuff, but yeah, it is what it is at this point, to be quite honest with you. If I can get this mouse to work. Listen, I'm not hiding from Encanto. So, for those of y'all that don't know, my granddaughter comes over every week. She comes over every week. And when she comes, we have to watch Encanto at least 8 times every day. Encanto, Frozen, Frozen 2, and Moana, all day, every day. Like y'all just don't know this, but I'm actually sitting here on the stream humming these songs to myself, and all I can say is you're welcome. Yeah, okay, Encanto is fire, but when you've seen it 2,000 times, bruh, it's not. Up, we got a we got a donation from Anonymous. Thank you for your donation. It says thank you. This was therapeutic, and that was the whole reason for this. I appreciate you for donating. And hey, we do this every Sunday, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. You know, you come here. I told y'all this is a safe space. You say what you want. No judgment. Unless your name is Noah Driscoll. Noah Driscoll is the only one I'm going to judge for his comments in the Discord. I'm not with that. But listen. Yes, bruh. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Songs of fire. Them songs of listen. I will put them songs on my phone. Like I don't have to watch the movie. I'll go on YouTube and just put the song on and just let it play. Like y'all don't know. Yes, Derek, you should know better than anybody. If y'all don't know, Derek is a Carolina fan, and he loves saying hurtful things to people because he's hurt about the state of his team. No, I didn't. I almost said the initial, but listen, if he were in the stream right now and his name came up, that's his handle. His handle is his full name. Like, excuse me. Yeah, Cantor Frozen. Yo, yes, listen, Disney Plus is a savior. It's a savior. What's a gift and it's a curse? But it got her off that goddamn Coco Melon. Because Coco Melon with them scary ass looking kids used to be Used to be all day, every day. I can't stand them goddamn songs. All right, listen. Y'all got me out here going on a tangent. So we are going to bring this stream to an end. Once again, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I thank y'all. I thank you for the love. Make sure y'all go check out my peoples. Give them a like, a follow, join the Patreon. It doesn't matter. Hopefully, I will see y'all next week. Same time, same place. No, I'm not giving you the observations, Weezy. We've talked about the observations. We've pretty much talked about everything. But you listen, you want observations? Let's see, what observations did I have? Oh, one observation I had. This is the one thing that really irked me. No problem, bro. I appreciate you. Oh, got a donation from Yolanda. Thank you. You are just the best. She says, "Thank you very much, Hendo. This was needed." No, yes, it was needed for me to vent to you all. And I thank you. I appreciate you. Yolanda's always there. And I can't say this enough. The reason why Yolanda is my favorite is because she rocks with everybody. And y'all think that I'm lying. You think I'm embellishing, but I'm not. When I tell you, I've seen Yolanda in dudes' streams with just 2 people on there. They might have 5 subscribers, and Yolanda's just right there. Yeah, bro, you right. I'm telling you, like, I appreciate you. So yes, Derek, observation I had. Okay, Greg Roman. We had 5 plays within the 10-yard line that led to Lamar fumbling the ball. What ticked me off was Fa'alele was tackle eligible on those plays. Why did we not fake it and throw the ball to him? Like, I didn't get that. Like, you having him tackle eligible, throw the ball to him. At least you had 5 tries inside the 10-yard line. Come on, bro. Like, this is the stuff that ticks me off. What else? Nick Boyle. We've talked about him. Why is he still on the team? Patrick Queen. We talked about him. Listen, my favorite, your favorite, Josh Bynes. It's time for him to go. His body just can't hold up anymore. Listen, the mind is willing, but the flesh is weak. He can't make it. He ain't doing it. All right, Reg. Listen, bro. I appreciate you too. You there? Listen, you always there, supporting everybody. I appreciate you, bro. And Brodney, lunch break hot take. Y'all my dudes. Hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe if you have not. And let's see, what else do I have? Do I have anything else for Derek to satisfy him? Nah. Oh yeah. Listen, Stephen Means, he got injured. Devin Duvernay has a concussion. We don't know how long he's going to be out. I'm particularly concerned about the Means because we only have 2. I'm sorry, Yolanda. We have 1.5 healthy outside linebackers currently on the team, and with Means out, if he is out for an extended period of time, I don't know what we're going to do because we're not getting any rush from anybody other than Houston anyway. Yes, we don't listen. We don't know, but he's a. I can't even take up for Bonds anymore. Bonds is a less athletic Patrick Queen. Non-factor. Excuse me, non-factor. Oh yes, kickoff return for a touchdown. Devin Duvernay does what Devin Duvernay does best. 103-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Started the game off, got things popping. I think that kickoff took a lot out of him because he didn't get a catch until the middle of the 4th quarter. And there's that. That is my observation. Remittance. Real quick. What time is it? It's 9:15. Real quick. Anything y'all want to talk about? We can talk about anything. Doesn't have to be about football. It can be about life. It can be about whatever. You have 10 seconds from now. Go. All right. Well, nobody has anything. I want to thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate y'all once again. Like I always say, never give into conformity. Be somebody important. Be yourself. Until next time, and when I see you again.